Of course, you can go Comet, you can go Phase Rush. I know into Jax typically, there's a lot of Phase Rush.
Yeah, Comet making sense against the Gnar, right?
Yeah.
Just landing poke with your Q.
Yeah, Gnar does have bone plating, so if you can get that off him, maybe you can find a favorable trade for yourself.
So on-hit Varus again. This time I'm really surprised to see the on-hit Varus. Not going to have a lot of uptime on any of these champs from Antics, really.
Oh, junglers are going to meet.
Oh, wow, and the Jax would be pretty good into the Xin, right? You can dodge out of the Xin Q.
Yeah.
Dodging a knock-up.
And there isn't a whole lot of AD damage coming through too, so I think a champ like Jax can actually just get sort of deceptively tanky.
Yeah, he is very squishy in the jungle, though.
Yeah, just less access to gold. Also opting for the flash. A lot of times, champions like Jax in the jungle especially do opt for the ghost. Makes ganking a little easier, but of course when it comes to team fights, the flash feels really nice. Looking for a flash counter-strike.
Now, if Oceanic solo queue is anything like when I played, Antics are not going to be unfamiliar with a Jax jungle.
It is like that. I can tell you from when I play.
Okay, yeah, there was a shocking amount of Jax jungle in solo queue.
My game in like Master Elo, Grandmaster Elo today, I had a Ghost Jax jungle and he went 0-7.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It wasn't.
Ryoma taking a bad trade, but CSing well so far. Not too worried about him in the laning phase. He had a perfectly fine lane against Pretender. Actually, a winning lane.
And Zora's doing pretty well so far.
He's doing fine.
Lane coming to him. Yeah, I think early game, I mean, honestly, Gnar just doesn't have that much pressure early on in the game. He doesn't do all that much damage. It's really once you get Triforce that the impact that a Gnar can have truly gets felt, especially into a lane like Gragas, who, again, is quite a good neutralizer. The lane mid, though, is going considerably different to last game.
Yeah. Did Pretender also have Electrocute?
Yes.
Okay, maybe just not able to proc it as often as Jimmy and Jimmy getting amazing trades.
I wouldn't expect you proc it all that often at all, but I would have almost felt like Aerie might have even felt nice just to have more favorable, solidify your trades a little more. But I mean, if you're landing Electrocute, you're landing Electrocute. Jungler's on opposite side of the map, so Antics bot lane certainly has to be safe for a little while.
Yeah. Looks like Swiper up in the top lane. One thing about this Gnar is he can be very vulnerable to ganks, and Gragas has amazing gank setup.
Especially in Mega form.
Yeah.
Without ult, I suppose, but you don't have access to the double jump when you are in the Mega form of Gnar.
Yeah, I like the way Antics have played the jungle pathing here. Sen and Nautilus don't care that much about getting zoned away from a couple minions, though they do have pretty good setup themselves. So, you know, Swiper has his choice. Plenty of setup in the mid lane too, so he can really choose to go wherever he wants this game and get a lead going on the Zen.
Yeah. Mid laners both did recall, both teleported back to their lanes, and at least so far, health seems relatively similar. Of course, one usage of the refillable was used already for Ryoma, and yeah, this lane's going a lot different to how it was last game.
Yeah.
I mean, by this stage already, Pretender was down nearly 10 CS. Certainly wasn't above the health of the LeBlanc.
Nice CSing under turret for Xeranos there, and he's actually up a little CS on the Gnar.
Yeah, he's going to lose maybe 1 or 2 to the tower here, though.
Yeah.
As Jung did recall first. And this Gemini, once again, going to be able to claim these Void Grubs. So, another 3 Void Grub start for the side of Frank.
Yeah, Jung, plenty of prio in the top lane. Comes down to help his jungler.
I would like to see Antics try try and find an answer, something on the bot side.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we see dives or just even simply taking the dragon. At least it's not happening here. And I guess maybe part of the reason is just Jimmian's controlling the mid lane pretty well.
Yeah. They do both recall in the mid lane, so probably not going to be any dragons started up, and Jax's bot side now 2 contested dragon.
Yeah, Draku going to teleport back. Do you reckon we're going to get fooled once again by a teleport coming through and then it's just the Nautilus?
Yeah, definitely. We will forget that Nautilus has TP. So, Swiper standing around this dragon. Kaiwing is in a devious spot though.
Oh, Jung, he's getting pretty low. Swiper, he's looking for the crab, but it's Kaiwing who is looking for him. Flash answered, and Swiper will be taken down. It's going to be Gemini who picks up the first blood this game.
Yeah, what a ridiculous play from Kaiwing.
Eminem pops Ghost and just sprints upriver and back down it.
Yeah, expecting maybe a fight there. Trade in the top lane.
Ooh, explosive cast.
Ends up just doing a bit of damage, and Franco are going to get the dragon.
Yeah.
No surprises there when Swiper goes down too. A nice rotation from Kaiwing, little soul read. Almost kills Ryoma.
Still has ult, and Ryoma used his, so...
Oh, he must have used ult.
No, Jimmian has his.
Wow, okay.
Having a pretty good time for himself this game is Jimmian. Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Well done, though, from Ryoma to not get caught out and still managed to find this CS, but he doesn't have teleport now, so he does eventually have to look for a recall.
Yeah, and I think you probably need to get this into the mid lane or, any of these lanes, honestly, because you have so much setup in all your lanes. Xin is a very strong early game jungler, too.
Oh, nice crash down. A lot of CC coming onto King, but King does flash away and stay relatively healthy. Of course, will consistently get more and more health back through usage of that Q. Oh, big trade in the mid wave. Spirit Rush going to be used now, but not quite got the damage there.
Yeah, Ryoma comes back to lane and has to immediately recall again.
I don't know what Jimmian's doing, but he's working magic. You know what I thought, by the way? I don't know what time... I did know before, but I've forgotten what year it was. But Jimmian actually used to be in the 100 Thieves Academy over in NA. So there's a chance that these two have played.
Yeah, they've probably played a lot.
Well, it depends what time it was that Jimmian was over there. I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe.
Of course, it wasn't last year.
Despite the bad trades, Ryoma doing fine in terms of farm.
Oh, he's top now.
Oh, Kaiwing.
Crash down. Everything lands. This guy doesn't miss. Explosive cast not available. Zona's trying to look for the damage, but it's just going to be that double jump. Hyper proc is going to confirm the kill here, and things going well now in both the mid and top lanes of Frank.
Yeah, King is here, but he's a little late to the play. Kaiwing just one step ahead of Antics, it seems like. Nothing too disastrous. They do lose a dragon, and... Oh, yeah, Jiang can't actually take any plates, so stays pretty even in the top lane apart from a kill.
Yeah, and now that you have this catalyst on Gragas, you survive a lot more in the top side, so should be feeling a little bit better about himself. We'll see what Jiang can pick up.
Yeah.
Did he recall already? Maybe he recalled. Jimmian?
Nice trade back from Ryoma there. Does use his ulti, but it is a very short cooldown.
Yeah, Spirit Rush will soon be available, and Swiper as well as King will be able to take these Void Grubs, so it won't be the 6th this game. In the meantime, though, Draku, I mean, here's the Nautilus. Theoretically, he's the one that's supposed to farm. We'll see how long he can last. He's found a nice ult. Center as well coming through. There's going to be one kill found. Gemini actually picks it up first. Ryoma's teleported down. Eminem. Oh, isn't going to have the damage quite to take down Ryoma. Chain will miss as well.
Oh, is that Ari?
It is Ari. Spirit Rush available, and Kaiwing all but confirms the kill. Eminem's going to be able to land that piercing arrow, and down will go Ryoma off the back end of a teleport for a second game in a row.
Yeah, and honestly, Draku played that really well. They were trying to bait out his Aftershock before they went for the dive, but he holds that until they've committed onto him and stalls for a very long time under turret. But again, it's kind of just a play trying to salvage on their weak side rather than TPing strong side to dive the Snar. This is a very diveable champ. And King was already up here, so I'm surprised they try to save the Nautilus in the bot lane rather than make a play on the top lane. Does get a kill for himself, Ryoma. Triforce completed on the Jax now. Swiper hasn't backed in a very long time though, but I don't think he'll have his Sundered Sky.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he did. Of course, 2 kills on the Jax means he's got just a lot more gold than typically you'd expect for a jungler at this stage of the game. Malignance also has been completed for Jimmy on the Ahri. Definitely a stronger looking Ahri than we saw out of Pretender in game number 1. King, he's going to get charmed up. And he stayed a little bit too long taking that ward. Eminem's going to claim it once again. Jimmy doing the work. Eminem taking all the food for it.
Zorinus fishing with an ulti there, doesn't quite connect. So nothing quite going the way of Antics in the early game.
Definitely not thus far.
Yeah, they still have all the setup for Swiper if he can get himself in a lane.
Ryoma's looking for Eminem. He found the chain, but Eminem's just standing and delivering, and Ryoma almost gets taken out.
Yeah, just gets stat check. Doesn't have his first item finished yet. Does get the Verisalt, which is a much longer cooldown than the LB ult, but with no TP on Ryoma and health bar this low, though Zorinus is coming to contest this drag.
Yeah, Jiang does have teleport available for himself.
They are spam pinging the top turret though, Frank, so they might just try to trade a turret. It is a full HP turret though.
Jimmy, and you have to be so careful. He's not gonna be. He's gonna get hooked and he's gonna get taken out. King gonna claim that one. Well played there by Antics. Biding their time, waiting for a misstep out of Jimmy on the Ahri, and they certainly locate one.
Oh, and Zorinus TP's up top, so they don't get much here. They have 3 members up here. It's a hard dive onto the Gragas, though. Does have his Roa completed now. Gonna be dragging for Antics, and yeah, Zorinus is gonna spot out a couple members of Frank. See if he can hold off this dive. He does have ult to just one-shot the wave if he wants to. There is a cannon.
Okay, Gemini, Kaiwing, Jiang, we're all here. We don't have Mega just yet. Nice stun, teleport coming through. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Nautilus. There he is.
Whoa.
Flash forward, hook, nice Gnarled out of Jiang, and here comes all the layered CC. Down will go Zorinus. Ryoma arrives. He finds his way to Kaiwing, but Kaiwing's turned it. Magnet Storm and the charge as he remounts. And it's a double kill going over to Gemini. Swiper and King now fancy their chances here in the play. Gemini, he did have flash. He didn't use it. He gets rooted. He gets shut down. Swiper claiming that one. Jiang now, he's very low and he's in the little form. Swiper though, the flash, and he's not going to connect. Jiang claims himself yet another name. 2-0-2 now is this Nah.
Yeah, and Frank ended up winning a 3v5, I think. Antics, it was probably good enough just to save Zorinus there, but they go for more with members rotating, but they just can't quite finish off these kills. Not cleanly anyway.
King, he might be in a world of trouble. There's a teleport as well now coming through. This will be Ryoma coming up once again to the top side. Is he going to be able to land the chain? Jiang slowly building up his Mega. He's not going to have it just yet. He gets it now, but he doesn't have the cooldowns. He does get it off, but he should just be going down 1 HP. They can't find it.
Oh, so unfortunate for Antics. He barely gets the Mega off, and then with the Mega lives on 1 HP.
Yeah, teleport again though. This isn't over. Jimmy now is here. Gemini is claiming yet another kill. Jimmy finally, off the back of that teleport, gets his first. But these extended plays consistently end up going in favor of Frank. Kaiwing now, he's found his way onto Dragku, who's trying to turn it around, but with the locket, there's absolutely no way you have the damage to take out this Nah. Almost buffered onto that hook. Not quite able to do so. One more auto, or just throw a boulder at him.
Kaiwing with another little soul read there. So this is such a long play here. And honestly, there's a point here where it feels like Zorinus has managed to survive the dive, especially with the TP coming in and the Senna ulti, that this flash is just... It's probably a bit too early, maybe too ambitious in the first place. Zoranus goes down in a stun lock, and Ryoma not quite able to finish off Kaiwing there with this flash. And here, the play should have probably ended, but Ryoma jumps back in. And then they do find a kill onto Gemini here, but then again, they continue the play onto Jiang and Kaiwing and lose another member for it.
That was like 1 pixel away from landing.
Yeah.
That is so, so sad.
Yeah. And so many of these kills, just people living on 1 HP from the side of Frank.
Gemini manages to land that counter-strike, but no one really there to follow up. Hook goes wide. Explosive cask as well. It's just going to hit Gemini away after using that leap strike. Swiper, he's getting looked at. Nice chain of corruption. Does pop that Xin ult, so he should be okay. But Jimmy's found a charm onto Zoranus. Draku will answer back with that dredge line. Things are scrappy. Ryoma, he's looking for the chain. Dawning Shadow as well. Comes out, lands onto 3. But it's going to be Swipe who goes down first. Draku in the middle of 4 now is also next in line. A double kill for Eminem. Gemini's well stuck into this tower now. Eminem's going to eventually pick himself up a triple kill. He does go down. Ryoma claiming himself that. But once again, it's a 5v4. In the meanwhile, Jiang just working his way on this top side.
Yeah, Frank somehow winning these fights, constantly down numbers. It doesn't hurt to be up this much gold. Just a couple of key abilities like the Gragas ulti, not quite connecting in those fights, means that Antics should probably just call off the play altogether, but you can't really blame them for fighting with a numbers advantage. Though
so
maybe
many,
could cut their losses.
There's so many 1 HP Frank teammates just walking away. Just so close to going down, but not quite.
Zoranus tries to TP to find Kaiwing, but he is just elusive this game, is in every bush somehow behind every member of Antics. And I mean, this early game from Frank is in large part off of the back of Kaiwing just finding some miraculous plays and rotations when the game is all even.
Sure.
To get leads for his laners.
I mean, Gemini is somehow having the most impact I've ever seen a Jax jungle have.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of that
two items
is also off Kaiwing. He did help a lot and integral to the early game here, as you said, for the side of Frank. And I mean, that's exactly what we mean when we say Kaiwing literally only ever picks engaged supports, and it's because he does this.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't do this, if he is on the Melio, which we've seen a couple times, the team just looks considerably weaker.
Yeah, imagine this early game without Kaiwing in random bushes with his jungler or finding random ganks top lane out of nowhere. Even in the first game, he was just in the top brush and killed Ryoma, I think, at some point. So Zoranus trying to defend his turret, but this Jax is just ignoring him.
Yeah, tower will be going down. Gemini, we'll see if they can take him down this time. Grandmaster's Might active, and through comes the Magnet Storm. Everything used onto King. He goes down. Draku is next to be taken out as well. Zoranus will flash away. Jiang looking for the flash stun, won't land it. And Ryoma, he's found himself on a flank, but there is a ward to spot him out if he comes down, and it is just a 5v3 at best. Ryoma goes forward. Isn't really anything to look for.
2 inhibs out of nowhere for Frank. Baron hasn't even spawned yet. They'll probably recall and look to take that. It's going to be really hard for Antics to get out of their base this early against double inhibs. Oh, Ryoma goes down.
Not sure how this happened, but...
I just assumed Frank had backed, but maybe just Jimmian on the Ahri, just waiting in a bush with a charm.
Jimmy having a pretty good game as well. I mean, I don't exactly know how Ahri LeBlanc goes, but game number 1, it looked pretty LeBlanc favored for the early stages, and in this game, it looked like it was Ahri favored.
Yeah.
You have to, maybe there's a difference in runes, like maybe, I doubt it, but maybe Pretender had like Gathering Storm, Absolute Focus, whereas Jimmian's opted for Scorch or something like that.
Yeah, Jimmian does have the benefit of, I think King is just dead here to Jiang.
Yeah, one more Q, won't have the damage for it there, and up top side, Swipers is going to be taken out as well.
Can he dodge the Q?
Will he land it? The slow from King means Jung's going to stop chasing
Jung
now.
in trouble, especially once he goes mini.
Through will come that depth charge. King does manage to live through. Dawning Shadow coming out. The shutdown coming through. It's Drago who picks it up. Definitely not ideal, but it's good to get the Nah taken out before this Baron's picked up.
Yeah, one less Baron for the side of Frank, but 5 kills to 20. This has been a very one-sided game, though the fights weren't necessarily that one-sided.
They were always numbers advantages.
Yeah, some of them were 3v5s, though.
And at this point, I mean, I'm struggling to see who's killing the Jax, I think, is kind of the big problem.
Yeah, and honestly, I was worried about this Jax just falling over in fights, but 7 kills, 150 CS will, help him out quite a bit. And, I mean, this Antics comp really lacks damage when your LB is behind like this.
Sure, now. Baron buff available. Obviously, Jung doesn't have it, and they're collapsing on him yet again. He is privy to the idea. He actually gets his jump cancelled. Nice body slam out of Zoranus. This should be Jung taken out. Try and use as little amount of ults as possible, and it looks like only
Gemini's hitting Nexus towers.
Yeah. Gemini is just wailing away on the Nexus. Top lane tower being hit as well. Inhibitor will be looked at next. And this will be 3 inhibs going down. Baron buff still available for another minute and a half. Jung, no teleport. Through will come the engage out of Swiper, and there's a lot being used, but the health bars aren't really moving here for the side of Frank. Antics, on the other hand, are just getting absolutely annihilated. I mean, that's just a quick 4 kills. Only Ryoma will remain alive. So much used in that fight, but so little damage coming through. There's just an insurmountable gold lead, and Frank will take game number 2 and the series now up against Antic.